Hey guys, welcome back to the e-commerce with Golang project series. Most of the code has been written already by us, and the objective of the next couple of videos will be just to clean up everything. Okay, and I know a lot of you have said that it was a huge project. Why don't you test it at different stages? I just don't. This is how I like to do it. I just build the entire project and then I go and clean up things. And the reason I do it like this is because Golang is very different from JavaScript or Node.js or anything like that. So I was a Ruby on Rails developer and I was a Node.js developer, and I understand what you're saying. That if you write so much, then how do you even fix those errors, because there will be so many errors, right? But with Golang, it's very different. You can very easily fix errors. You can very easily fix issues. So in just one flow, write all the code that you have in your mind and just go and fix and clean up stuff. I know it'll sound very, very weird to you. It'll sound like, it'll sound blasphemous. It'll sound very new, but trust me. I mean, you can do this and still have really high quality code. Trust me, I do this on production for some of the biggest companies on the planet. I work with our clients are some of the biggest companies in the world, and the code is working in production. It's doing quite well. So just trust Golang is what I would say. Anyhow, so with that out of the way, let's just try and fix it quickly. So here I know that I need my context package. So by the way, I'm in my controllers, my address.go file. Okay, so I need context. I need e-commerce slash yeah. So when I want models, I can't just say e-commerce YT/models, right? I'll have to actually give the entire name. So I'll give the entire name of the project. So I'll say like this, okay? And I will write that here, /models is what I need. And just as I pressed Control S, it got all of these different packages for me. Right, so it knew that I need FMT, net HTTP, time, and all these packages, and that's perfect. But still, you'll see squiggly lines everywhere, and that's because these packages, I have not done go mod tidy to get these packages, and I will do that. But let me first do the same thing which I did here, like getting all these packages. I'll just go and check all the other files. So here, it seems like that all the packages have been imported already, and everything looks all right to me. So you need context, time, errors, logs, net/HTTP, gin, primitive, Mongo, okay. And let me check out the controllers.go file as well. So as of now, everything looks all right, but this tokens file, okay, the tokens package, I need to import the tokens package. So what I'll say is I will go to my address file, copy and paste this entire thing, and here I need /tokens, and I want this to be imported as generate. Okay, so here when you see generate.token generator, you already know that the function exists in tokengen.go file, which is belonging to the tokens package, and this is where we were basically referring to it. Okay. Similarly, go to your database cart.go file. Now here you can see that there are no packages imported, and that's a problem, right? So we need context, and when I press Control Save, let's see what it does. Okay, it didn't do anything. So these extensions are kind of unpredictable. Maybe I don't know how to use these extensions because I'm new. I never used extensions in my life, only when people told me from YouTube that, hey, we are more comfortable with you using extensions. That's when I started using them. So maybe I don't know how to use them, but they look very unpredictable to me, in the sense they work in some places, they don't work in some places. I don't know what's the problem. Okay, so you have errors, then you want to have log, time, and now I need those three Golang packages. So what I'll do is, so the MongoDB packages, so I'll copy and paste them here. And I also need to import my models, just like I had in my address.go file. So I'll copy and paste that as well. Cool. Now the formatter also doesn't seem to be working. Otherwise, it was formatting my files. No, it's not working. I don't know why. So I'll just manually give the space tab on my own. Okay. Let's check out database setup. So database setup, context log, fmtn time, and has Mongo and Mongo options. Perfect. Middleware.go file. This needs to have tokens /http and Gonic. Let's check out our models file. Models file doesn't need much, just needs these two. Then we have our routes file. Controllers, we have our controllers, we have our gen, and not token gen file. So what's happening there? So we have context, log, OS time. Okay, we have our database, bson, and then the MongoDB related packages. So everything seems all right. So let's now check our main.go also. So we have controllers, database, middleware, routes, all of those things that we need. We have gen, and we need two more things, log and OS. Perfect. Now, what we can do is, let's first do go mod init, and then I can see some issues here also. It says buy from cart is not defined. Why is that? Let me try to find it here. Buy from cart, because I remember creating that function, right? So yeah, that function is here. So let's investigate that once after we run go mod tidy. So in my terminal, I can say go mod tidy and wait for it to get all the packages. I'm expecting a couple of errors here as well in the go mod tidy. So let's wait and let's join back once it shows me some errors or it shows me that it's found all the packages. So it's done processing, it's imported the packages, but I see this issue here. It says there's finding for package slash the Mongo package. It wasn't able to do it. And I was expecting these kind of errors. So these are the kind of errors that people are scared of, right? The ones with packages. And that these usually happen because of spelling mistakes. So here, as you see, it should be MongoDB, not MonogDB, and gives me the location of the file as well. So this is what I was saying, guys, with Golang, you don't need to be scared ever. I mean, just write anything that you want and then you can fix it in post. Like, you know, it's almost like creating a video, fix things in post-production. And you can do that with Golang. Trust me, you can do that with Golang. Like, it'll tell you the exact file where you have the issue. You can be complete moron, complete dumbass and write any spellings that you want. It'll tell you everything. It's very, very rich the way it handles these issues. Okay, so I can see that there's an issue here. It says monog should be MongoDB. Okay, so even stupid, like super stupid mistakes like these will help me fix them. And let's run go mod tidy again. And we're expecting, I don't think there'll be any more issues. Let's see. But now I'm expecting some of the squiggly lines in my code to go away, hopefully. Okay, so now it says again, there's some MonogDB Mongo in the same place. I just fixed it, but I saved it as well. So let me check out what it's saying. Okay, so I just remembered that controllers is not just a file, it's actually a package with multiple files. So we can have that monog thing anywhere. So let me check quickly. Yeah, I can see it. Mongo, it should be Mongo. Now let's try running it, see if there are any more issues. I know it's time consuming, it takes a little bit of patience, but this is the way I like it. So it was able to get all the packages. Let me check out my sum file. Yes, can you see all the dependencies of the dependencies that we were able to get? These are the direct dependencies, and these are the ones with the indirect dependencies. Okay, and now you see that your middleware.go file is perfect. There are no issues. Models.go file is perfect, no issues. But all the other files have issues. So let's fix them one by one. It shouldn't take us very long, but it'll be a nice experience. So solve along with me. Now when we start with address.go file, what I see is firstly there's an issue here, right? And this should have been primitive.objectID from hex. This issue goes away. Now I have 6 issues here in this file, and all of them have to do with user collection. So that's an issue, right? Because user collection, I've already defined user collection in the controllers.go file, which also belongs to the same package. So all of these 3 files belong to the same package, and I've defined user collection here already. So why is it that this is not able to catch user collection? The reason is that there's a spelling mistake here. It should have been controllers. And now address.go file is fine, right? Now now it's able to understand that this is the same user collection. But I still see one small issue. I think that's okay. Yeah. Now cart, yeah, so there's no issue here. It's just a, some squiggly line here because of the extension thinks there's an issue, but it's not red at least. So cart.go file now has 2 issues remaining. One is to put a comma here in the new application function, and the other issue I can't find. So let me take a look quickly. Okay, so the other issue seems to be here, get item from cart, and it says there's a problem with function func. Expected expression, yeah. So that means that the previous function, there's something wrong. I'm not added the right amount of brackets. That's what it means. And now that issue has gone away. And now as soon as I solve that, I see 9+ issues here. That means there was a lot waiting for me below the surface, and I would need to fix all of these. So firstly, I see an issue with database. Why is that? Because I have imported, I've not imported database. So database is my package, right? So I need to have it here, I think. So let me get that here. Hopefully then database issues should go away. And my cart.go file. So did some issues go away or not? I'm not sure. Okay. Now the database issue has gone away. There's no squiggly line on database, but there's a squiggly line now here on buy item from cart. Is that function not there in database? I need to check. Buy item from cart. This function is there. So why is it not able to access that function? Okay, so what I'm realizing here is that all the functions from the database package, they're not getting discovered here, even though I've imported database. And this feels like an issue in the database package. So guys, debugging is actually one of my favorite things. So I can see here that there's no is equal to sign here, and as soon as I put an is equal to sign, now I don't have an issue with the add product to cart functions. Okay, so now let's start from the beginning and let's go one by one with the issues. So with timeout, O should have been small. Internal server should have been an error. So this is my cart.go file, right? I've started from the add to cart function. Gen handler should have been gen handler func. Okay, so this is like a painting. You start with broad brush strokes and then you put small details, touch details at the end. This is how I like to treat code. Everybody's approach is very different. Okay, here product ID has been declared but not used. I think that's what the issue is. With timeout, O should have been small. I'll come back to this in a second. But let me see the low-hanging fruits. Internal server error should have been. Okay. Now as you can see, the count is reducing now. It was 9+, now it has gone down to 7. And again with timeout. So it's good that I made all the errors in a similar pattern kind of a thing. Okay, so with product ID, what I just saw is that product ID, there's a product ID with capital P, there's one with small p. Just to keep it consistent, let's keep this with capital P only. Now, what's the other issue? Yeah, the other issue is out here. Indented indented JSON should have a status of 200. Now still two issues are left, but I can't see them. I can't see any more issues. Okay, user query ID. User query ID. Yeah, again the same issue here. You should have been capital everywhere. And now it shows me, yeah, so all the issues have gone away. Okay, it's not red anymore. The file is not red anymore, and that's good for us. And now we'll start tackling the controllers.go file, which seems to have two issues. Let me find them now. So for the controllers.go file, I've been able to locate this issue. It's a small issue here. Should have been found user, not founder user. Now it should go away, hopefully. And here should have been a comma. Right. Suddenly now there's so many issues. Suddenly. Okay, with the found users, certainly so many issues. But I've also noticed that I have not completed this function, product viewer admin. And I see some low-hanging fruits where I've spelled out the function wrong. So I fix that quickly. Let timeout again. So as you can see, there's like 9+ errors, and we have to bring them all down to a manageable number, or at least or get them to 0 slowly. Okay, so here I can see there's an issue here with the spelling of database. Okay, so I think what I should do now is I should actually first complete this function quickly, product viewer admin, because that's a big thing, right? The whole function is missing. So let's do that quickly. So we'll return func cgin.context, and here we'll say context cancel, the same stuff, context dot with timeout, and we'll give a time of out of 100 seconds, the same thing, no changes here. Then you want to create a variable called products models dot products. So this is for the admin, the view is going to be different, so we'll have to work with it in a different way as well. So error is equal to c dot bind JSON products, error is not nil, http dot status internal. Actually, for here, if there's an issue here while binding JSON, I would say bad request. So I'll say bad request, comma, I'll show the error. Should be okay. I see a wrong bracket here. All right, and I'll return from here. And since products is of type models.product, product has something called as product ID, so we'll say products dot product ID will be equal to primitive dot new object ID. Okay. And we'll handle, since we've already given it different type of names, let's give it a name of any error, because we've already used error up there. So here we'll say product collection dot insert one context in products. As soon as we use context here, the squiggle line for context goes away because we've used it. Now there's a squiggle line here, we also want it to go away, so we'll say if any error is not equal to nil, let's say c.json http server error, and the error that you want to print out is not inserted. Okay. what just happened? Let's say not inserted, and that is it. You don't want to pass error.error here. Okay. From here, you'll return. At the end, out here, you'll say defer, cancel. And you'll say c.json http dot. So that's okay. It's if everything went well. You wanna say successfully added product admin. Successfully added. Right. Any status here? Everything is okay. So this looks okay. Now, since this function is done, now we can focus on fixing the issues. So all these issues related with found user are coming mostly because we should have a variable called found user. So did you see that when I was writing found user, by mistake I wrote found user? That's because I was typing too fast. And because of that, what's happened is in some places I've written found a user by mistake. And all the issues have now gone away. All right. So here I see an issue c.json. Okay, that's because I think the brackets are wrong. Should have been the round brackets. All right. So the login function is fixed at least. That's an important function. And with search product, now there are, so you can see it's not 9 plus now, it's just 8 errors remaining. So we're very close to fixing this complete file. Yeah, so I found one more issue. Search products should have been capital P. So that's also fixed. Out here also, search products capital P. And that kind of works. All right. So we've returned search products. Okay, so let's start combing through this again. This file again. So I see that c.json, there should have been a round bracket. Then if you scroll down a little more, I see I should have passed context in cursor.close, and the error here should have been capital E. HTTP, obviously, you know, it doesn't look right. It should have been small HTTP. And now, as you can see, all these 3 files, perfect. They're not read anymore, right? So this is, so it's like almost like solving a puzzle. This kind of makes me really happy, man. It's like really, it's a good, you know, mind exercise for me, fixing all these errors. So I hope you're enjoying with me as well. Now, as you can see, we have 2 more files here remaining, and then these 2 more files here, routes and tokens.go. Shouldn't be very difficult. Let's get started. So I've closed my controllers folder. Let me close all the other folders that are not having an issue. In my database folder, in my cart.go file, if you come down to the buy item from cart function, I see an issue here, value. I have to put this colon here. As soon as I put it, it opens a can of worms. I see 7 issues quickly. Okay. And now let's fix these 7 issues. So let's start combing through the entire file again. Cart.go file in the database folder. So I see an issue here, product cart. If it's C is small, then both will be consistent. Primitive spelling is wrong. Here, out here, primitive, these brackets are the wrong ones. Should have used the squiggly brackets. Update many should have been user collection.update many, right? I think so. I mean, but here user collection obviously is a small u. Okay. And then in instant buyer function, I see the spelling is completely wrong. It's orders detailed, and again it's orders detailed. Okay, so cart.go file, even after fixing all these issues, there's still 2 more issues remaining. Why is that? So let me try and find those issues. Okay, so I have found the issue. It's in the beginning, the first function only, add product to cart. Here again, product cart should have been small c. Now as you can see, the cart.go file also is completely fine. All the issues gone away. So, and now only database setup file has a couple of issues remaining, which I can see should have been a small o. And okay, so all the issues gone. The database folder. So we have these 4 folders with no issues. We're making progress, guys. Okay, so only 2 folders remaining, 2 files remaining, routes.go and tokengen.go. Here I see that there's an issue with sign up. It's because here in my controllers, right, in my controllers should have been a capital U. And now even routes is fine. So let's close all the folders that don't have an issue. And only one folder has an issue now, which is token gen. Okay, now let's fix that quickly. So in the tokengen.go file, which is the only file remaining with any issues, user data has to be with capital U, and now we have no issues remaining anywhere. And now all we have to do is run this program and just test the APIs with Postman. But before we do that, now I have MongoDB installed on my machine, right? So there's no issues there. But if you don't have MongoDB installed and you don't plan to do it, what I'll do is I'll help you create this docker.go file. Just a second. So I'll help you create this docker compose file, and we will get started here. Now I won't be using the Docker version. I'll be just starting the server directly, but I will help you create it so that because I get a lot of comments saying that, hey, can you create a Docker file also for this program? And yeah, that sounds fair. So let me do that for you. Let me close off all the other files. Okay. And Docker compose, firstly we'll write the version in this case I'll just write it 1.1 services. In my services, the first service I'll have, obviously I need MongoDB. Image Mongo 5.0.3. What ports do I want to expose? I want to expose the 27017 port, standard port for MongoDB. The environment that I want is Mongo in a database, root username. Let's give it feel free to give any random password and username. Okay. And the other service that I want to have is Mongo Express. We'll have ports 8081, that's 8081, and environment. Now we'll config the development and test password again. So here we'll say just second guys, there has to be a tab here. So let me just copy and paste it here quickly again. Okay. Let's say me config. MongoDB URL. So what's the URL going to be? Look, MongoDB localhost. Actually, it's going to be development, web development, and test password @mongo 7017 / so development and test password, which is username and password @MongoDB, and this is the port. And when I say @Mongo, I'm talking about this Mongo service running and on this port. So our Docker file is also complete now. So now let me just, no, I don't think we need to make sure that everything is fine, because everything should be fine because we fixed all the issues. You can go ahead and run this program now. Finally, the time has arrived. All right, so we are in our terminal, and you know what? Let me start the Docker Compose project, and instead of just the regular project, because I want the guys who've built the Docker Compose file with me to be sure and to know that the Docker Compose file works, right? That we've just written. So what we'll do is we'll say Docker Compose up and run it in a detached manner. So it's running, and now we'll say go run main. So as you can see, all the list of all the APIs. Now I've opened up my Postman, and I'll be showing you a couple of APIs, and then you can feel free to test it on your own. I will be leaving the code to this project in the description box of this video. For sure, don't worry, I will be leaving. Because sometimes what happens is that I shoot the video on a particular day, and then I post it on after a few days, so I forget that, you know, when I'm posting the video, I have to put the link of the code there in the description, and this is why sometimes you don't see it. But this video, I'm shooting it today, and I'll post it today itself, so you won't have an issue. Okay, so let me try signing up. Successfully signed up. Okay, and for login, let's see, it requires email and password. So here I said email is Akhil Sales and password is let me say that sales.com. Password is Akhil. Something seems to be wrong. Okay, it's just akhil@gmail.com. Sorry, just akhil@gmail.com. Okay, so it has logged me in. So sign up and log in, two most important things are working, and get your token, your refresh token, blah, 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 blah. Now there's just so many of these, what do you call it, APIs. What I'll do is I'll instead create these quick objects, and I'll put a README file with these objects so that you can interact with the APIs instead. And this is where I'm having a problem with my throat. This is where I'll end this video series. Everything is working. We have everything on Docker Compose. If you have any doubts, any issues, put it on the comments below. You know, I respond really fast to comments. I respond really fast to LinkedIn. So if you have any issues with the project, LinkedIn or email me, whatever, man, I'll help you out. But before you email me, compare your code with my code, run my code, see if there's an issue there, then compare and fix issues in your code. And then still, if you have any issues, then you reach out to me, okay? So that's what you need to do. All right, so thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video series that are going on. I hope you're enjoying. This was a huge video series. We have done it together. If you've been with me till the end, brilliant. You're going to be an awesome Golang developer.